As a young boy, like most young boys and girls, I wanted to play football professionally because that was my passion and what I thought about every single day. Go to bed with a football, wear my kit to bed, etc. And I didn't concentrate very well at school. I struggled to concentrate. Teachers didn't get me because, let's be honest, the schooling system, especially years ago, was always struggled to understand why certain children weren't, let's say, the way the other children are. And it led me to become really like the class clown and get a kick out of being a clown as opposed to concentrating because it was the thing I struggled with. And I think a lot of people struggled with this, where they went through school, couldn't concentrate, because the support wasn't there to help them concentrate and stick to plan. Then they sort of slipped off and was, a bad kid, whatever you want to call them. And this is where, for so many people, this goes wrong. Because if you don't fit the formula, then you do not be successful in that system. And this is why I would say the schooling system is poor in that respect. Because I've been through that I've been that person that struggled with that, and I look back now and realise exactly what it was. So I ended up getting kicked out of school for being a clown, turning into, fighting every single day because it was just something that our school ended up doing a lot of. And actually, I was then confused, frustrated, and I didn't know where I was going and how to get myself out of the hole that I was in. I ultimately was just a young boy, and I didn't understand life and didn't understand exactly what I needed to do next. I then later joined the army after going to college and trying a few different things. And I had this obsession to be as switched on as I possibly could and as good as I possibly could at that job. And because it's a very, hands-on job and practical sort of thing, I glued to it really well. And it was my obsession to be literally as good as I could be. My career ended later on when I then broke my hip and I was put onto light duties, and ultimately I was going through a very depressed, bad period of my life that, again, I was unable to understand, back then, how to handle it and what to do to get myself out of that feeling. And again, it was the same sort of feeling that I had when I was at school. It was life experience that I've never experienced and feeling like I just didn't know where to turn. So it messed with my head. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn and how to handle this situation. It then led me into going AWOL and taking drugs and doing things I didn't want to do because I was trying to lose myself and trying to hide away from the actual truth of what was happening. I've then moved on to build multiple businesses and help hundreds of people become fitter, both physically and mentally. And now I mentor people to help them just be badass in life and get their shit together. But the reason I tell you all these things, quite simply, is because everybody starts somewhere. And everybody has a point in their life that they need to show up better than they're capable of at that time. And they need to go out their way to find out exactly what they need to do next to continue to move forward. The one thing that I always say to people is continue that relentless drive and that pursuit to be better. Regardless of your situation, regardless of what situation you're in or where you are or how your life is made up right now, you have the ability to be better. You have the ability to work harder. It is something that you don't have to purchase. You don't have to learn. You just have to fucking do it. And this is the one thing that I tell people all the time, just work harder. It is the one thing that you are in control of and that you are able to do regardless. I myself have been at the bottom. I've once been in a place where I didn't want to continue my life. I remember being that anxious that the only thing I could do was lie flat on the floor, and it was my safest place, if you want to put it like that. And I've also been on the wrong side of the law, feeling like that was how my life was going to look like for the rest of my life. But again, it's one of those things where when you understand that you have to take on everything that hits you and you continue to push through, then you will see a light at the end of the tunnel at some point. I just hope that, whoever's listening to this right now can take on board that no matter what is thrown at you, no matter how you are pushed through life, which directions or what's thrown at you in life, you can push through if you want to. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, how you think right now, you are able to push through if you want to. The first thing you need to do really is to admit that you are doing wrong in something. Understand what that actual wrong action is, or the wrong direction you're looking, or the people you're hanging around with that is wrong, or whatever it may be that is holding you back right now. You need to admit that, because if you don't admit that, you will then never be able to move forward. We can all think that we've got a shit together. When you have a good day, you can feel like everything else is okay, and that's because you're having a good day. Quite simply, if you forget the things that are actually still in the bottom line and still are wrong, then you will feel like you've got your shit together. But you need to admit, you need to have an honest, talk with yourself and understand exactly like what am I fucking up on? What could I improve right now? What could I do better to improve my lifestyle right now? And when you improve, or when you admit that, and then improve that, then you are on the path to actually being able to move forward from that situation. The choice is yours. Your life is yours. Your weaknesses are yours. Your strengths are yours. And it really is about just understanding, are you going to fight this battle, or are you going to let the battle win? It really is as simple as that. And when you start to, focus on the future, focus on the things that you want, look at the direction you want to go, you will build that momentum and you will build that energy and that passion to actually do something, as opposed to always saying that, life isn't fair and shit always happens to me. Because you know what? When you say shit happens to you, it does. When you say life is not fair, it isn't. But that is exactly the same for a successful person and an unsuccessful person. It is who you want to be and how you want to live your life. If you start to look at yourself as a successful person and you start thinking like a successful person, you will be successful. It really is as simple as that. You need to stop saying it is hard. You need to understand that life is hard. There is people that say life is hard, and there is people that just push through it in silence. Depends who you want to be and which direction you want to go to be the person that you want to be. You hear so many people bitch and moan saying that life is too hard, as if they want somebody to just fix it for them. But if you had two paths right now, somebody, a path where somebody could fix your shit for you, or you had a path where somebody could, you had to do it yourself and you would learn, which path would you take right now? Most people would probably take the one where it gets fixed for them. But you know what? You will learn fuck all from that path, because this path will never lead you into anything good, because you will just expect life to fix itself, or people to fix life for you. It's a little bit like, falling down a hole and expecting someone to pull you out of the hole. Nobody is going to pull you out of the hole. Only you can get yourself out of that hole. And when you get yourself out of that hole, you will learn so much from that experience. You will learn enough there to be able to probably help somebody else. You will also learn enough there to be able to step up to that next level. And then when the shit gets thrown at you again, you will understand how to approach it. You'll understand how to move forward again, because you've done it before. Maybe it's going to be harder the next time. Big wow. But at the end of the day, you are prepared for it and you are skilled, ready to push further again. You need to learn to stick to your own shit and push through with it, as opposed to looking at other people's shit or wishing that your shit was fixed. When you build that inner power and that routine and that discipline and all the qualities that will make you stronger, you will be empowered by your own actions. And it really is as simple as that. You need to build the puzzle, and then the puzzle is yours. When you have your own puzzle, you will then stop looking at other people's. You'll stop wishing that you had their life, or you'll stop thinking that your life could be better if. You need to look at your life and understand how you can upgrade yours. So change your life, move house, start a new relationship, move different friendship if these guys pull you down. lose weight, change your diet, change your routine, whatever it is. But you need to focus on you and take the steps going forward and make sure you commit 100%.